Could I interest you in everything, all of the time? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything, all of the time.
Alright, we're back. So editing the previous 2 videos that I did, I didn't get to them till later. And I was trying to make it short again. Did not work. I don't know why. Still ended up lasting a lot longer than I wanted. It just might be how it's gonna be. I might not be able to make them short. Okay.
Thanks, but I'm fine.
You know, this world is probably one of the more interesting ones when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2, because it takes away mechanics from you until you get to a certain point, but that's kind of like one of the few times that they actually make it unique compared to other worlds. And I feel like that could have been like a little bit more explored when it came down to this game. I mean, like, the game is damn near perfect, but like there are always other improvements that could, you know, have made it a little bit more interesting. You know, like how you change into a lion and duck and whatever the hell Donald turned into. I think it was a swan. Not a swan, but like a different type of bird. And, you know, it just kind of changed the entire way of how you played. Same with The Little Mermaid. I feel like there could have been like a couple other differences that could have changed. I'm not sure what they could have been, but I feel like it would have been interesting to explore that a little bit more. Because I always like seeing new things that you can end up doing when it comes to the worlds. The mini games themselves are always pretty fun to explore too. I might actually have to level up a little bit here. Not sure I'll be able to take Hades' little walk down its path at the moment. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I got the 2 combos going on. Alright. Yeah, things really change in the combo business when they start adding another button to it. I can definitely tell you that. Because it makes playing the game feel a little bit more different when it comes to actually fighting. And you can either just keep going with the same thing, just continuously auto-comboing with X. Or you can send things to the skies. Depending on, you know, if they're not already flying.
Run away!
Now, this part of the final mix was kind of confusing in a sense. Not this part specifically. Let's see, this part. Because they had to add in these, what was it, memory fragments? Silhouettes. That's what it was called. Yeah. And so when they added these in, they're just like, we don't have a real good way of explaining these silhouettes to people. Let's just have, you know, later on after this, the guy come back, explain it to you, and then run away again. Okay. So you can go and find him again. Like, alright. He didn't have to come back, because all these silhouettes do is just make Sora more powerful. I mean, I guess that's their whole goal. To make him more powerful, to keep taking down Heartless, to create more nobodies. Or, no, not create more nobodies, just to keep taking down Heartless to build up Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why I said make more nobodies. That's wrong. It's, you create nobody and Heartless. But I just find it kind of weird. So what I plan to do probably is do like a world every episode to make things feel a lot easier, unless the world ends up being like as short as going uh, to the Disney Castle, and then going straight to Calabashan just to go back to the Disney Castle. Because I'm gonna count that all as one, including Lazy Town or Lazy Town. The Timeless River. That would have been interesting to see, though. A Lazy Town world. That would have been really weird. Here comes one of my more favorite characters in the game. So when I was looking at old old Game Informers when I was little, before the game even came out, I would see Orin. And when I first saw him, I'm just like, you know what? I'm so interested in looking at this now, because if I remember, the Game Informer had both Kingdom Hearts and Smash Bros. Brawl in the pictures for it. So I had a lot of cool things to look at in that thing, and I would constantly look at it, because even though I had like the worst attention span, I would constantly look at the same thing over again when it came to being super interested. And I would do this weird thing where I would run like my fingers across the pages, and I don't mean like sliding my fingers, I mean like literally walking my index and my middle finger across the pages as if I was like walking around. I don't know, I didn't understand what I was doing. At least right now I have no idea what I was trying to do. But I would do the same thing every time. I would just be like, oh cool, it'd be cool to run across the stage that I see on Smash Bros. Right now. And they were, introducing the new Smash Ball meter in there, but I didn't fully understand how that was going to work. All I saw was Mario with the his fireball move. Okay, thanks, Thomas. Here we go. And so I would both look at those two pages specifically because I was really interested, and I would be playing Melee quite a bit when it came down to it. Alright, here we go. And so I was super excited for when Brawl was coming out, but I was also super excited seeing Orin in the game because this was when I pretty much played Final Fantasy X quite a lot. And not just 10, but also 10-2. Gosh. Oh, you know what? I forgot I put them on my shortcuts. And now that I think about it, too, it was also, in that Game Informer, they also showed Zero Suit Samus in there. Well, me and my brother didn't really play Metroid. We didn't have a way to play it, really, so we saw Samus only in Melee. We didn't know where she was from, kind of. We had this little thing that would basically do a trailer for the 3D version of Metroid, but we didn't know anything about Samus actually being a girl, so this was our first time, finding out about it. And it was actually pretty cool to know about that, because I think we both, were under a discussion of whether it was a girl or not, even before we found out in the magazine. And I don't know why we were like that, because when it came down to it, we, you know, a lot of people would already assume, but I don't remember who it was. It was probably my brother who thought that she was a girl in the first place. And the other one was just like, no, that's a boy. The person in the suit's a boy. And the other one was like pretty adamant, even though we had no clue entirely. We just kind of guessed. And when we saw that, it was like, oh, okay, well, then it looks like you were right. Donald always making me almost use heal type item or magic. Oh. Hard ass. Heartless. Taking too long to get to me. There we go. Now I can move. Yeah, I do need to level up just a little tidbit. Just a tidbit. The silhouette
really
disappeared
good.
from the screen.
Are you some kind of hero?
I'm no hero. Yeah. I thought he popped up at this point. Okay, I guess it's for later. I thought it was at this point. Okay, never mind. I'm just remembering this a little bit wrong. It has been a while since I've replayed this, but also, when it comes down to how many times I've played the game, the final mix version, I've honestly haven't played it as much as I did the regular version. Kind of obvious since I think I played through the regular version almost 1,000 times. I don't really know. And that's not even just like completing through the game. That's more of like restarting the game almost 1,000 times, continuously playing through the beginning portion up into a certain point and then restarting later again. I don't know why I was doing that. I had countless saves, and I usually don't like understand why a lot of people have a lot of saves when it comes down to these types of games, because it's an RPG type of thing. But for this one, I kind of understood, because there were some like really crucial points that you would want to revisit again just to re-see, since they don't have a cinema mode like they do in this one. They didn't have the little theater to show so you could see all the cutscenes. So I'd always like every so often want to rewatch a cutscene from like when they were doing the Heartless Nobody War. And also Sephiroth. It took me a while to get Sephiroth, but I can tell you for sure, I beat Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2 before I even beat him in Kingdom Hearts 1. Because they just made him way more harder in 1 at some point. Not sure how that works, considering... I kind of understand a little bit. Only because, like, in Kingdom Hearts 1, they were just kind of working on it. And so the mechanics itself was probably just what was making the game a little bit harder when it came down to it. And in here, you got so much more options when it comes to fighting, which is really good, considering... Ooh, considering that, you know... No, I don't know where I was going with that sentence. You just have a lot more options compared to Kingdom Hearts 1 when it comes to fighting in general.
Know your place.
Ooh. That's... Stop. Because, you know, they wanted to make it a little bit more accessible to a lot of people when it came down to the... No, they just wanted to adapt the battle. I don't know what... I'm just kind of stammering right now. I think it was the fighting that was getting me off. So, I'm hoping to get a stronger Keyblade soon. The Olympian Keyblade will help a lot, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna like skip through and not go back to Beast's Castle yet, or if I'm gonna do it right after this. I'll probably wait till after the Hollow Bastion starts to become overrun with darkness, and then I'll go back to the Beast's Castle. Because that's what I usually do. I usually skip one or the other, Mulan or the Beast's Castle, and just kind of go straight through the playthrough that way. And then I kind of just head on through afterwards. It doesn't help. It just kind of makes the game feel a bit faster since you're just skipping over. Because, like, you don't even have to go to the Pride Lands, I believe. Like, there are certain worlds you can just straight up skip because you don't need them, but... let me think. I think there's another one that you can skip. I think in total, there are like 3 to 4 worlds you don't ever have to go to. I know Atlantica is one of them. Mostly because, you know, that place is mostly for just minigame and getting more magic. I don't need magic in this one, so I'll just leave it.
Farewell. Know your place.
Alright.
Your pain shall be twofold.
You know, not using scan actually doesn't really make this harder at all. It just makes it a little bit more annoying when I don't know, you know, where I'm at with it. Dang it. Great balls of darkness. Yes.
I'll help you.
I got nothing to prove in this run. I haven't played this game in a while. So. Of course, I'm gonna die a couple times. Actually, one of the biggest things that, like, I didn't fully understand when it came to, like, games in general is, boss patterns. I honestly had no idea that boss had patterns. I just kind of fought them whenever I played the games, and I just never understood, like, the idea of boss patterns when it came down to it. I don't think I started hearing about them until 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. Which is funny because in a less amount of time for that, 5 or 6 years ago or whatever, I was playing Dark Souls, so it's not like I was completely new to the idea of boss patterns. I just didn't fully understand that every single boss had them, I guess. Or that it was just a common thing for bosses to happen. But it did not help my runs when it came through playing through the Dark Souls series. Or even Demon Souls, because my father also got that one as well. And I suppose it feels like really weird if you understand patterns and stuff to try to just fight it. Not even worry about like what type of patterns it is. You just keep attacking and then run away when you think you need to. It's too bad we didn't have very many like actual
Hey, champ. How you feeling?
rounds back in this stage, because they just kind of destroyed it after this, and this place just becomes unusable after this. This minigame is fine. It becomes so much easier when you just get like forgetting moves here. It's like a spiral. the little orb explosion, just explosion skill, and Fenrir. I think it was Fenrir. Basically, Cloud's Keyblade. And you just kind of negative combo yourself. Because it makes all this so much easier. You rush in and then explosion. Explosion. I don't remember if I used magic during these. I don't believe so. I don't think there was a point to. But all I know is that putting more combos hurts your time in this case, because they only get affected through the final hit of a combo. But I don't have negative combos, so I can't work with that right now. And it took me a little while, not too long, to figure out that these kind of take them all out. Ooh, aerial dive, nice. I'm not sure when I'm planning to, but there's a, just talk to him. Okay. I started trying out this one game called Apex Legends. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue playing it in a sort of way. I mean, like, recording me play it. Going through. So, what ended up happening was, while I was editing it earlier last night, I had a feeling that it wasn't picking up on the people I was talking to's voice. Now, the first part of the video, I ended up getting like 10 minutes of gameplay and then editing it through, and I could hear one of the people I was playing with. But as soon as I put my mic in, it just went empty. So all you hear is just me talking and then responding to people who aren't officially there. Or who are there but y'all can't hear. So it's kind of like a weird video in a sort of way. Like, if you were to watch a streamer and he doesn't have the sound for you to hear the partners he's talking to when he's talking online. So you just hear him responding and giving shout-outs and then going, oh, okay. Oh, who do we have over here? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I believe it's a 32. No. Let's see. I don't remember if this is part of the extra. I believe it's not. They're just kind of reacting to it. But you understand. When I post it, you'll see. There's gonna be 2 videos about it because the second one I didn't actually check up on the video until after I did a second one. But I think I understand how I'm gonna fix it. It's pure speculation on this case. Mostly because I didn't know about it. My theory is that because the sound was coming out of the headphones, and my computer wasn't picking up the sound from the TV itself. So if I turn the headphone sound into the TV, you'll be able to hear both of us, because I did something when I was going through and doing the video. As soon as I put on the headphones, I did not take off the other ones. And one of them's connected to the computer, and that's the one that you're listening through right now. But the other one was connected to the controller, so you could only hear sounds through the controller at that case. And so, at least the other headphones is like half a headphones, where it's only one earpiece. Otherwise, it would probably look even stupider than how it looks right now, because it's like an earpiece and then like a strap, a band up over my head, and then I have the other headphone just wrapping around the top of it, and then I have like one mic on the left and then one mic on the right. I have not taken a picture of it. I'm sure it looks just as stupid as it sounds, but it's probably like the most ultimate like gamer I've probably looked like at the same time, even though it sounds super stupid. But it's just like that one kid who would play with like 2 keyboards or whatever, but instead for me, I'm doing like playing with 2 headsets, talking it through two things, but like only one of them is actually not talking for 2 people on the game. It's one of them is talking to y'all mostly, so y'all can just hear, so it's not quiet. But it's just kind of like that, where if it wasn't for the other one being for the video, you could think of it as like I'm talking to both teams, and so essentially I'm like an undercover gamer type person that is trying to get call outs to the opponent's team. Okay, this might be a bit hard, only because usually, at least now I do, use magic for this, so I might not be able to immediately get through this. I don't mind using continues during this run. Usually I don't use continues, but I'll use it for this run, just so I don't waste a lot of time.
Dance, water, dance! Yeah. Oh, take this. Back off.
But, like, in my previous videos, like, this is such a stupid way to, like, lose a life in the game. Because, look at what you're doing. All you're doing is hitting water to everything. He's not even reacting to it. They're just water clones, and you're getting rid of water clones. How is that supposed to be, like, the beginning of, oh, you know what, you're gonna lose if you don't do my little mini game. Okay, this is where he comes back. That's right. No? Okay. You know what? Let's just go with I don't remember a thing about this game. No, I remember that he shows up, but I don't think the silhouettes become relevant until later on, after a while. They're definitely before the darkness falls in, so I think it's going to be during this world that they show up. But, here we go. This is an interesting way for them to lock it, and the fact that it like looks like just a stream of darkness is interesting. But what I'm wondering is how he was able to get Meg into the stone rock. Like that's different types of god levels. Just morphing her into a statue. Like, I would understand if he, like, used the head of Medusa or something, which is pretty morbid for Kingdom Hearts. But Kingdom Hearts can be pretty damn dark.
Almost there.
But, like, just using the head of Medusa, putting it near the rock, having her, like, connected to it, and then stone her. But, like, I'm not sure how he was able to just do that in general. It's really, huh.
Nah, that's what I call a key. Gee, thanks for your help. Now have a nice day.
I think it's pretty cool that they got James Woods to
Sora,
keep
behind you.
coming back for Hades, even in the 3rd game.
What's wrong?
Now,
Can't
they
fight in the
didn't for
underworld?
Chain of Memories, and it's understandable why. It was a side game that was supposed to be on
Better
the
think again.
DS only, but it was pretty cool. And I don't think they got him for Birth by Sleep either. I don't fully remember. But I just love that, because when I think about it, you know, actors just feel like they really want to be a part of a sort of community, not a community, you know, kind of just a franchise. Enough that they'll actually agree to do multiple And when they come back and they just really like the role of playing it, like I'm sure he just really liked playing Hades because he got to be like, you know, what seemed to be a really evil dude-ish, but kind of quirky. Because God of War makes him super quirky when it comes down to it. Or, not quirky at all, he's super serious. Alright, here we go.
This is it.
Even though these ghosts look like they should be squishy, they sure as heck aren't.
Let's go.
Stop a true hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heat can be super annoying in these game. Like, he's surprisingly one of those types of bosses that will surprise you, even though he looks like the type of boss that you could just take down easily. Because of his shield, it makes it, or not his shield, because of like when you're attacking him in the middle of a combo, if you overextend, he will counter and you won't be able to hit him during it. And it makes it so much harder to deal with. Think of it as like if you play Smash Bros and you're just, you know, comboing, and then against Snake, and then he ends up like grabbing a grenade. It stops everything at that point. Like he can grab a grenade in the middle of a combo just to stop it. That's what it feels like. He pushes you away and then he can come in afterwards. Okay. This is one of those bosses you have to use the command for. You can't just beat the boss. Well, maybe you could. I just never done it. I feel like you can't though, because you have to take down the boss. Actually, I'm gonna stay here, Phil. Okay, you know, that's actually probably the most annoying thing in this game, when Phil is just constantly doing that. But it just makes this somewhat easier just to daze him. I don't have to use the daze because I can go without it, but Phil gets so damn annoying telling you to get up on his back that you just like, you know what, fine. Just shut up, I'll get on his damn back. Cool. I like getting on top of the bosses like that, because it reminds me in Kingdom Hearts 1 when you could just get up on their backs. They took that basically away, except for like two to three fights. I don't count this one as one of them. But they took away getting on the back of the Cerberus, basically because it becomes like unviable to do so. And then there was the rock monster that you would get on top of, the rock titan.
Oh?
Hey, wait a minute. Is the ship moving all on it?
Yup, looks like we're...
Alright.
I wonder what's up.
And then we get to go to Winnie the Pooh. I'll probably just skip this part.
Sora!
Cover for me, okay?
It's weird that the Heartless were actually after the book in this case. But mostly because they didn't actually ever explain why they needed the book. Not that I remember. If they did, I don't remember entirely. But it's strange that they were going after the book. It was just kind of one of those things that I feel like they mostly did just to put Winnie the Pooh back in the game. Which I'm fine with. The world is pretty okay. And the little plot line of who is amnesia is pretty cool. It's pretty sad, though, that, you know, he remembers everyone except for Sora. Okay. I guess I do have to beat the Beast's castle. There's nothing going on over here. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and beat the Beast's castle at this point, and then end the video there. Now, I have the ability to summon, but I'm probably not gonna do it. In fact, I'll actually put the potion here too. This is just kind of like a little insurance thing for me. If anything, don't want to be charged there. Because I won't fully remember if I'm gonna press square or circle to heal with the potions. Oh, you know what? I should get Donald some extra ether. I don't think we have any. There we go. I believe Donald already stocks him back up. Yep. And Goofy does not have any auto potions either. There we go. Okay. Ready to go through. I'll probably level up once before I fight the boss, so. Dang. Okay, well, I leveled up once. I always found this boss really interesting fighting because, you know, he looks a lot like Ifrit. And I really like that about the boss. He had that kind of look on it when it came down to fighting. I don't have dodge roll. That fight was actually so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I guess I didn't need to level up. I say that and I, you know, just kind of don't take his second form into account. This was actually such a cool thing to see the first time because I thought it was so neat that Sora would jump all the way up there just to get to the chandelier. Ooh. I mean, this move can be pretty damn overpowered at the beginning, so it makes sense to be able to use it now. It's too bad that we didn't get any bonuses for playing in the shadow form, though. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and stop it right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.